Hey everyone on YouTube, I had an idea for a video and within the past half an hour I've been completely derailed and distracted, but I'm still sort of in a making video mood, so here I am and we're going to talk about some things. I'll tell you what's distracted me though. Literally, I've had this sitting in my dead pile of coins. Sorry, I know this isn't my coin channel. If you want to subscribe to my join, we won't do that. It's Fool's Treasury. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, I realised one of my coins, and I put it in the dead pile because it had a hole drilled through it. It's actually a guinea. Bear with me. I did have the page open a moment ago. It's a 1 guinea coin, George III, 1790, and I found that these are going for like hundreds of pounds on eBay. I feel quite good about that. Then I uploaded a TikTok about it, and now that's my most viewed video on TikTok, which isn't too much of a feat because TikTok is a lot like Rudy from Mighty Boosh. It'll be like, I can go no further. I don't know why it does that. It's just like 250 people have seen your video. That's the end of that. I'm not sure why it does it, but this one just keeps going. It's probably because I'm talking about money, and everybody wants money, don't they? And so my video that ends with me, basically I'm filming. In the video, I'm filming the eBay article where it's being sold. And then, as I guess what you would call a true joke, at the end of the video, I suddenly go, "Ah!" and reveal that I have one myself. And of course, it's a true joke because I literally do have one myself. But I think it's gold. So I think, even if it wasn't worth anything, it would still be worth something. That does make sense. Just run with it. Just run with it. Oh dear. I got my hot cup of water here. Hot cup of water. Because I was going to have a glass of wine. But I don't know if anyone ever gets sneezy with wine. I do. And I have noticed that I get this with a lot of alcohol. And I'm starting to wonder if I have like an illness, like an allergy to alcohol that I've just never addressed at all, ever. Because I don't drink that much, and I do tend to sneeze quite a lot when I do. But this evening I was like, should I relax with a glass of wine? No, I don't fancy sneezing tonight. That was how I came to my decision. So there you go. So it's weird because I was having a conversation with my mum earlier today about autism, as we've been talking about autism on this channel, and as we will continue to talk about the subject until we're all dead. We got talking about a place we used to go as a family to have I don't know, like Sunday dinners or whatever. And there was a Carvery on. It was Sunday. It was a Carvery. It's a pub, and you go up to the counter and you say what you want. And I hated it. And I never told anyone. Never let on. I hated it. I'm just, call me old-fashioned, but I'm just sort of like, give me the menu. I will have this, thank you. And then they bring this, and then I eat this. I can't trot up to the sneeze guard and be like, oh, hello, Carol. Let's have an arbitrary conversation while I choose from your selection here. It's just so sodding awkward. And this may be an autistic issue. I have reason to believe it is in some capacity. This is, if you feel this way, this doesn't mean equals autism. I'm just saying that it may be one of the layers that create the onion that is you having autism. But it used to drive me up the wall. But I've always had a really hard time with places like that. One thing I remembered earlier is when I was at university, and it was like a sort of, I guess you call it a deli counter. I don't know what we call it here in England. I've only heard the term in America used as they say deli counter, so I'll go with that. Create your own sandwich world, where you go up and you say, can I have this? Can I have that? And can I? There was this lady. There was this bloody lady. She might be a really nice person. Blah 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 blah. But like, you go up to the counter. Well, I would go. She always picked on me. And I'd say, hi, can I get... And she'd interrupt me and go, no. And I'd laugh. I mean, I'd secretly want her to die, but I would laugh. The courtesy laugh, you know that one, when you go to the... And I'll go again, but it's ingrained in me. How do I put this? Basic etiquette is ingrained in me. And so I say, can I get this? And she would like say, well, why don't you just say, I want this? And I'm like, because I'm not a rude dickhead. You know? I really, really hate that mentality of like just because it's someone's job, then you get to order them around. You don't. Like they could work somewhere else. Like, they don't have to serve you. You know, it's just basic manners, basic etiquette, basic respect. If you want something, you know, like you go into a convenience store, you don't go, give me this, give me that, give me that. You go, can I? May I? Is it all right if I? You know, and these aren't of all the idioms, these are the ones with meaning that do actually mean something. But she just interrupted me every time, and it was hard enough for me to be there in the first place because, you know, carrying on from what I was saying, I hate that kind of environment. I always hated it, and I think, you know, you're trying to like I think this might be it. When I'm saying things that I think may be tied with autism, I think my opinion of myself being autistic, it has been formed through a vast collage. You know, it's sort of like you don't just have one or two tics, you've got like thousands of tics. Every time I watch a video of someone talking about autism, I'm just watching myself talking about me, you know. And the lengths of the videos, that's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? And then you exchange messages. That's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? Given the fact that you need a cup of tea to get through them. Mine included, in case you don't know. I'm not making fun of all the other people. But yeah, like I because that's when you really have to be a person. You know, like you really have to be Dr. Normal, bowling his usual, roundabout, neurotypical, never strange in the universe self. You have to just go up to the counter, you have to be like, hello, Susan. How's the kids? They're 12 already. Jesus fucking Christ. Chicken, please. On my plate. Like a normal person. I'm a full-grown man, you know. And some of that. And I don't know what that is. And I can't even pretend. I'm in a room alone and I cannot complete this impression of how I think a normal person would behave at a carvery. I just, it is devolving, decaying, eroding, falling apart, clown carring, generally demoting. I got that from using the term generally. See what I did there? That's quite good. Generally. What's below a general? Major. Majorly. What's below a major? I mean, yes. Lieutenant? And then is it sergeant major? And then sergeant, and then private. How do I know these things? Do I know these things? Maybe I got it all wrong. Google it, someone, and point it out really rudely in the comment section if I got it wrong. You'd be like, actually, Giles. And I don't know how you write my name like that. Giles. Well, you start with a J. That's a good way. If you want to insult me, that's a good way to start. JIE hyphen YULLEZ. Giles. Giles is another one. When I was at school, a lot of people used to call me Giles. Giles. And my brother still does in an endearing fashion. It's a term of endearment, just like he calls me Baldy, which the funny thing is, the roots of it, no pun intended, are not intended to be ironic. It's because when I was younger and I had very short hair, because I was blonde, a lot lighter than I am now. I was born with like white hair. I looked like Albert Einstein's thundercock. It was amazing. I don't know why I use that term. I miss thundercock. Yes. But yeah, when I had short light hair and the sun shone in it, I looked like I had absolutely no hair at all. That's where Baldy came from, and soon after Baldrick would follow. But you got to take the rough with the smooth. But when I would go up to like I'm trying to get back on track. And I can't remember if there's an anecdote I just ran over just now and I didn't finish it or whatever. But we're going back to the carvery, I think. I think that's where we're going. I do kind of like the idea of like, because I ramble on like a bell end, I do kind of like the idea of just coming up with simpler and simpler premises for a video, and then just we go off-road. We see what the heart wants. 13. I'm just going to refresh the page. I think it is going to go for 415. 415. That's not bad. That's not bad. I've got one too, you know. I've got one too. Oh, see. Look. Bottle of wine. Can you see it too? Oh, but yes, I think that there's such a concern of like, I think it's ironic that I should combine these two anecdotes of getting annoyed by some kind of interactive table. You know, like I said, the deli counter in university, and the anecdote attached to it about me getting annoyed with the woman who didn't like me saying, "Can I get this? May I have that?" But then when it comes to the carvery, I think my concern is manners and is etiquette. I'm just sort of like, where is the manual on how to do this? You know, why don't they, in schools, why don't they have like carvery lessons? And then you go in there and you learn how to people. You know, you just know how to be all normal up in each other's junk and whatnot. I have no idea how to act, how to be, how to exist within that environment. And it's like like one place that I go to, Subway. I go in there. Italian bread, foot-long melt with double cheese, no salad, and just mayo. That's my magical sandwich. It might not sound like much to you, but, you know, you've got to be thankful for what you've got. But as well, I can't be, just give me a fucking menu, for crying out loud. Like, I go in there, and I know they're like, hey, child, pick your own sandwich, make your own, it's crazy, you know. And I'm just like, let's just cut the lunacy here. And either you give me a set thing, and even, you know, I know there is like a thing where it's like, you can have the different kinds of sandwiches, and that's all of their names, and, this is, you know, it's complicated alone trying to explain it. It's not their fault, is it? And this is the root of most of my humour. The root of most of my humour is blaming other people when really the actual joke that only the smartest of people understand. The actual joke is that it's me, and that it's not them at all. You see, and it's really not fun when people don't know what the actual joke is. You know, and then they turn around, they're like, well, actually, you know, it's up on the menu over there. And I'm like, yeah, no, I know it's up on the menu though. Like, well, you just talk to the person behind the counter. I know, that's all I've got to do. It's that simple, isn't it? But evidently, it's the most complicated thing on the planet for me. So every time I go into Subway, it's Italian white bread, 12-inch melt, double cheese, no salad, mayonnaise. Job done. That is the maximum amount of conversation that I need to have. I don't need to say anything else. I don't need to think about anything else. I don't need to, there's no sort of, you know, like, how are you? How are the kids? I don't know. I don't care how you are. You don't care how I am. Who cares about your kids? You're not going to go home to little Timmy and be like, I'm sorry, little Timmy. Harry Giles did not ask after you today at the Subway, piece of shit. It's not going to happen, is it? You're not bothered by that. I'm not bothered by that. Well, let's just complete the mission at hand, sandwich, and then my mission, my other, you know, like almost like a trade, or literally a trade. You give me the sandwich. I give you the money, and then I'm gone. Off into the night, or the day, depending what time it is. And that's how it should be. But I sort of I have to crush my brain to fit a specific shape to ensure that I make it out of that situation alive and sane. And that's how I feel about a lot. But Carveries are like, they're the worst. They're like the worst of all of this, because at least Subway is a chain. So every Subway is the same. You know, like if you go in there and everything is subtastic, and you go to the next one and it's subpar, you can go, you're being a bad Subway, and such, because I went to the other one and it's all like a Subway in there, and then I come in here and it's just not. That means it's not me, it's you. You're the ones doing this all wrong. But a Carvery, because a Carvery is literally part of its charm is that it's personal, you know, and every Carvery I've been to, they're all different, and they're all different rules and different. They're like, grab your plate and you go there, and then they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, don't know. I don't know. And then all you can think about is that there's someone right next to you. and they're hungry because, you know, they're at a Carvery and they're not stressed, they're salivating. I'm not salivating, I'm incredibly stressed. And I really hope, because I have gotten some new subscribers in the past couple of days since I've been talking about autism, and I really hope you are feeling me right now, because otherwise I'm worried that, you know, that like none of my old subscribers experience any of this, and this is just the most bad video that I've ever made in my life, ever. But this is like a proper, like, I'm not going to be dramatic and call it trauma. It's not traumatic at all. It's a learning curve for me to stay the fuck away from these places. There was a buffet place in Hastings Town. I think it was called Ito's. And it was called something else. And then before that, it was called something else. Like, it was like a buffet place, but it kept going out of business repeatedly. It's almost like it's a bad idea. Just throwing it out there like you would a potato. But that wasn't so bad. I will say that wasn't so bad because you just get your own stuff. Like, there's no angry looking woman with a pair of tongs with the judgmental eyes. You go up there with your plate, and then you make your plate incredibly difficult to carry back, and then somehow you make your way back with the incredibly difficult plate to carry. And that's all right. That I can handle that. There are many things in this world that I cannot handle, but a buffet is one of them. I wish I was more famous so that someone could take that as a soundbite. But that was all right. But like, I'm thinking about like other times that I've had trouble with counters. we're just going through counter-based issues. Well, I'm thinking back when I was at school, and you know, you had like school dinners and stuff like that, and you had to go through the counters there. But as well, I'm thinking about like cafeterias, like supermarket restaurants, you know, when you've got to go along the line, and it's always like, all right, try this one on for size. You go into, I don't know, Marks and Spencer's. I don't think they're in America, so for my American viewers, I don't know any like supermarket place that might have a restaurant in it in America. I don't know any brand that do that. Solid, America, you're on your own. But say like Marks and Spencer's or Tesco's or something, and you've got your tray and you're sliding it along the little stupid slidey ledge, and you see like a I don't know, what the fuck do you call it? I don't know the names of cooking pots or holding stuff, the things that you put food in. I'm going to call it a long bowl. That's what I'm going to go with. You look on the counter and there's a long bowl of like something that you don't know what it is. You know, you don't know what it is. And there's nothing around it that like tells you what it is. There's nothing around you that tells you how much it is. It might look nice, but you just let it go. You know? you just your curiosity is very briefly piqued, but then you have to just sort of conclude to yourself, this is for the normal people. This is for the people that can go, excuse me, Carol, what's that there? How much is it, love? I will purchase this, and you just slop it on my plate, and I'll sit down and eat it. That hairy bastard will miss out. Because I will be getting something from the set menu, sir. Because anything else is difficult, awkward, confusing. I can't explain what makes me almost completely non-verbal in these moments. But maybe I can nowadays. Maybe I can. But these moments, like, you know, when I'm talking right now, obviously this is something that, talking in front of the camera, I've gotten very comfortable doing this over the years. And when I'm out socializing, I can talk like this, but it will be with people that I know very, very well. Other than that, I will endure very serious bouts of being almost completely non-verbal, you know, and you pin it down to nerves at first, until you realise just how quiet you can go, and just how quickly it can happen, and yeah, these places were always the worst, and I think that the funny thing is I can't sort of I can't even talk you right through how it all happens, you know, like if I go to going back to the Carvery example. It seems like all my brain is capable of remembering is just the awkward exchange that happens right at the very beginning, where you're just staring at each other dumbfounded. Well, you're dumbfounded. She's getting there. You know, she's getting there because she's realising that you're dumbfounded. And I remember I walked away from a Carvery once with like half a chicken on my plate. And I still don't really know how it happened. Like, if I go to a Carvery, I don't want chicken. But like, she was like, oh, I can give you this half of a chicken. But because, you know, like, because my brain is literally on life support while I'm there, I'm just like, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. And I remember just like sitting down and just staring at this half a chicken. And when I say half a chicken, I mean it was literally half a chicken, like all the bones and everything. And I'm just like, and yeah, that is bored into my head, that one. On the plus side, I don't have to get revenge because that pub has since been bulldozed to the ground. I promise you, I absolutely promise you, I had nothing to do with it. Oh. Bidding has ended. Do you want to show me what the result was? Or is it a secret? It's a secret, apparently. I'm not allowed to know. Ah! Well, 4:15. Didn't change. Still, 4:15, not to be farted at. So, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there with my stupid rant about being in... Oh, God. I mean, when you think about it, these places, they're like the hub of the neurotypical status quo. It's the congregation. It's how they survive. But I just sort of walk in there and I just feel like I've just been beamed down from the planet Bonehead. But that's neither here nor there too. Take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you very, very soon. See you later.